Now we are live. Great. So before we start, I want to hear from all of you to present yourself first, and then we start the questions. Why is so important to present yourself? Because you're going to use, whether you like it or not, you're going to present yourself to someone at least 1,000 times. So, Gabriel, can you present yourself, please?
Good afternoon. My name is Gabriel. I'm from Olinda, Pernambuco. I am a technology student, so I am studying development, front-end development. And in my free time, I like to play drums and play soccer with my brother.
Very good, very good. Gabriele, I don't know how to say that in English. Present yourself.
Hello, guys. Good afternoon. I'm Gabriel or Gabriele or Gabe, whatever you want. I'm from Rio de Janeiro. I'm 24 years old. I'm graduated in international relations. And in my free time, I like reading books, watching series, watching horror movies, and that's it.
Very good. Rebecca, what about you? Present yourself.
Hi guys, good afternoon. I'm Rebecca. I live in São Paulo City. I have 2 dogs. I have been participating in Talk for a few months. And in my free time, I like riding a bicycle, reading, watching TV series, movies, and this stuff. That's it.
Very good. Priscilla, your turn.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Priscilla. I live in Petrópolis, Rio de Janeiro State. I'm married. I have one dog. I work with testing software. And in my free time, I like read, walk, and travel, listen to music, watching movies. So that's it about me.
Very good. And last but not least, no, not last, but we still have Janemis and William. Janemis, can you present yourself, please?
Are you listening to me?
Yep.
Okay. Good afternoon, guys. I'm Janemis. I'm a software engineer too, and I live in Cajazeiras, a small town in the state of Paraíba. I married. I have 3 kids. In my free time, I love play with my kids, watch a movie with my family, and read technical books.
Great. And William, your turn.
Okay, that's my turn. My name is William. I got 26 years old. I live in the city of Sobral, in Ceará. I have been working with technology with some guys here too. And like everybody else, I love to join to the talk, and I appreciate for that. That's it.
Very good, very good. So I'm Philip. I'm 35, living in São Paulo area for the past 35 years as well. And I'm here to guide you through the conversation. Okay, we have 10 questions. We're going to talk about networking on technology. And I'm going to split you out in 2 rooms. So there's going to be a room with 3 people and another room with me and 3 people. Okay, so in the other room, that's very important. In the other room, I need a volunteer, one person that's going to lead the conversation. What does that mean? It means that you're going to ask the questions and make everybody to speak. Fluency, it's not about speaking. It's about listening and speaking. And speaking is not just speaking no matter what's going on. Just reply interesting things, try to be interesting, and more important, listen carefully. All right. So the other room, it's going to be Gabriel, Janemis, and Priscilla, and with me in the main room, Gabriele, Rebecca, and William. Okay. 10 minutes before we finish, I'm going to get you back, and I'm going to ask you what did you learn, so you can share your learnings, so we can learn with you. All right. Have a great one. See ya and enjoy. All right. So William, Gabriele, and Rebecca, we're going to talk about networking on technology. And the very first question I have is not in the list. Do you know how to do network? How to, what does it mean to do networking? What do you understand about that? Rebecca, go ahead first.
Network to me it has to do with quality, the person that you know, and also has to do with quality. For example, be interested in know people in the same field, because it's, to me, what I understood about network is something more strategical, also strategical. For example, in professional field, I can be interested in people in different areas and make those people meet each other, a friend of mine in a person of other field, and I'm helping people do a networking, and it's important to me do, because I can, when they need someone of other area that is a company need information or a help, is not exactly a job or things like that. Make questions. I think in that networking, I related it more about professional stuff, and I see more about it, but I think it can be also about other situations too.
Very good. Very good. William, do you have anything else to add to the definition Rebecca brought to us about networking? You're muted. You're muted.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
I think network, it's make friends. It's about making friends in the with intentions. In the field of jobs, in the field of life, in the field of helpness, and in all the fields, it's about stay together with something do you need or you will need in a few days, in a few months, in a few years. I have been through some situations. If it not network, I will just lost a life. I can tell that, because I can tell one situation that happened with me, and do you understand maybe what I can tell? My wife stayed pregnant sometime and a few years ago, and we have been through this situation, and it's going bad, and she really bad. Não sei como dizer que ela ficou mal. She stayed bad, and she stayed pregnant, and she lost the baby. We need to go to the hospital. When we got there, we don't know what to do, and someone to call. We don't have anyone, and it's a difficult thing. It's high, and I remember I have a friend I haven't met in the city, and I called for him. I asked for help, and he asked for the data from her, and they helped. They saved our life. They saved the treatment. I think it is. So network, it's about make friends and the life and the work and all fields. I think it is.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. I believe, and that's exactly what we have been doing here on Talk and Talk, no matter if people pay or not. It's all about exchanging ideas, information, helping each other. Sometimes just a talk, the way we have here on Immersions, you know. Sometimes we think, oh, I'm here to learn English. But in the end of the day, it's not about that. It's about, well, I am being heard. Someone is listening carefully. And sometimes we don't have it like in person with friends. And when we do have a good network, we have people that are going to listen to us. That's the way I understand that, a good network around myself, you know. Yeah, and I'm sorry about your loss. I hope everything is well now. And yeah, I guess having people around us to help, it's really important.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome. Gabriel, how has technology changed the way we network with others, both personal and professional ways? How do you see that?
I think we can connect with people that are not around us, like in other cities and other countries. In social media, for example, we can see our communities like Talk and Talk. And each person here is from some city, so we can connect with each other, I think. And we don't have the distance, like some people can be connect people in network.
Yeah, I guess technology, yeah, has played a huge part of our lives, right? And nowadays it's being within everything we do, like especially after the pandemic. Rebecca, how do you see for yourself tech and the networking you can make personally and professionally speaking?
I agree with Gabriela. I think if it was technology, we aren't working. I think it would be very hard to learn English, talking with other people without technology today. And well, I think it changed everything. Personal life, talking with the relatives that live in other states, for example, talking all time with them. I think it has helped him. Social media, find people there, our friends, know about their life, and also learn a lot of things. I have been learning a lot of things on social media. I think it's because technology has improved, and well, professional context too, because our work today, we are using more and more technology, AI, everything, creative jobs. They are using things that some years ago we would not think. For example, writer or photos. We are using, the professional are using AI, and I think it are very different. It's a time that we need to update it, the way that we work. And it's just a few what I think, because there are a lot of situations that technology changed our life, I think.
Yeah, I do believe like tech, for me, it's been like the main thing to work, to make friends, to, you know, therapy sessions and everything else I do, it's online. It's around technology. So it had changed it and still change the way I live my life nowadays. So William, I'm going to ask you the next question, and you can also bring some opinion about the first question, but what are the benefits that you can share, and what are the drawbacks that you got from technology and social media platforms for networking, and also talk and talk? I know it's your second immersion, but what are the benefits already that you have seen about speaking English? Yeah, I guess we can say that Talk and Talk is a social network, social media as well, somehow. So can you share some of the benefits and drawbacks of using Talk and Talk and other social media platforms for networking? And I guess you're muted. Yeah, you're muted. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
Nope.
I think the benefits with the technology and the network, that's the learning. I guess is that if I could choose any word to explain with the benefits we could have, it's be learning. Learning English is the most one thing important we have. I have been open to work. That's an idea from this project, and in the meantime, I have been open to work. I got some skills. Eu não sei adquirir. Eu adquiri habilidade. I get this ability from web design. I learned web design with the technology, seeing videos from YouTube, seeing channels about that. And I think as the learning, the benefits will be learning, I think. About the first question, I write the phrase technology is now. I think I have been writing this phrase some time ago, and I write technology is now because talk and talk is now. When I participate on my first immersion, I don't think it is now. I think it's a few days in the future. I don't expect to be here today and yesterday and happen now. I think I can describe like that.
Yeah, and then in the beginning it's hard, but then when you see yourself like in 2 or 3 months, you're gonna see a huge difference, you know,
Yes,
not just
yes.
the language, but other things as well.
I never studied English with some profession or even a class. I have been studying for my own, seeing books. I'm stuck with books, with manuals. I can say that because my brother got this. He has been working with technology. He fixed computers, and when I have 12, I think I will start with in this field, and I say I want to fix them too. He said, if you can read this book, in this book is a bullshit. I can say this because it is a manual about the motherboard from the computer, anything. This is a bullshit, but I read it. I started to read it with 12, and since then I have been in love with English. So as the learning, as the best thing, the technology, the network, the internet, social media could provide to
Yeah,
someone.
it's all related, all linked, right? Rebecca, what about you? What are the benefits and drawbacks of using social media platforms for networking?
I agree that social media, using it and networking, it's good to as learning. It's more accessible, and all that William said. And the drawbacks, I would say that judgment, we have a lot of content, and we need to judge what is good, what is not good. And because there's a lot of people there, is so accessible, and a lot of people producing things, and I think we need to know the benefit of what we are doing, also about the network, the person there that we want to, for example, be contact, if what this person shares is trustful or not, or understand that this place is very good, it's accessible, we can find people with a lot of different knowledge and try make contact with them, ask make questions, but at the same time they cannot be maybe they have other intentions there. So it's a place with a lot of money about it also. It's because it's a little dangerous with trust and everything. And also, I think it's a drawback. And before we try make a network, I think about this problem in this environment that is social media.
Yeah. Do you agree, Gabrielle?
Yeah, I agree. The drawbacks is judgment and the dangers. It's really hard because we can't trust people 100% in online, I think. But besides that, I think people can be real connections, because we start to speak with somebody and after that she stopped to answer or she contact us and stopped to answer after that. So it's really hard. Is some of drawbacks too. And the benefits, I think I agree with you, William, when she said you will learning a lot online. And I think is the easy connection too with you, other people. We can talk fast and talk more than one people at the same time. So it's really good.
Yeah. And it was interesting that, for example, drawback is a word that I do not use much, but if you want to learn something with the immersions, because most people, they are looking for classes, grammar, vocabulary. You don't need people, you don't need to pay for grammar classes. You don't need to pay for vocabulary classes. You can have it all for free on the internet. But there's something you can do in here that's the service we provide. It's not English. It's a place, a safe place, especially for girls, a safe place so you can talk, listen, learn, interact with respect, and bring at least one word or expression that you want to practice and learn. And what does it mean to learn? To speak, not just to memorize. Okay. So in your opinion, all of you, what are the most effective strategies for building and maintaining professional relationships through technology? Not just professional relationships, but all kinds of relationships. Gabriele, what do you think? What are the effective strategies that you think you can do through technology to maintain or to build relationships?
I think maintain the contact. Sometimes we don't search people to when we need people. I think we need to maintain the contact and the conversation all the time. And I think helping each other, like, oh, I'm some area and I receive a material from international relations. I'm from international relations. And I share with the people the material without her ask me about it. We share, we helping each other, share knowledge to each other. I think is the best strategies.
Very good. And you, Rebecca, do you have same strategy, a different strategy?
Yeah, I think the first thing is sharing what you know to people know what you know. And I think if people that have the same interest will try make contact with you. Or, for example, me, if I can try make contact with someone, but first I think the first step is share our knowledge. So I think share what I know, what I have been doing. If I use my social media and I have some goals there more than just to share. It's a professional social media, so I think it's very important show that I know something. And I don't know, did Derek try to answer people that make good questions, and that's it. I think it's the best strategic and the first one, and other things will come because of it.
Very nice. William, you have something else to add to this?
I agree with the both said about to use the technology or the network. I have been tried to be in touch with the peoples with what I have some knowledge about that. I try to help them, and I think is if it is the one thing we could use help you to improve people's and I guess is that.
Yeah, I think when we have a strategy, it's like saving time, you know, when you have a purpose and you are conscious about what you're doing, why you're doing. So if you're here on Talk and Talk, you're not here to learn English. Unfortunately, there's much more than that you can be benefit from, you know. If you're just here for English learning, you're wasting your time and wasting your money, because English is gonna come naturally, and you can have more than that. You can start talking to people, you can start connecting to them on LinkedIn or social medias. You can start building relationships. So that's the main reason, one of the reasons why I ask you to present yourself. So if I start presenting myself as an interesting person, and truly do not lie to people, just be honest, you know, just say your truth and present yourself in a way that people are going to be interested to talk and to connect to you. I think that's the best strategy, in my opinion, to open your heart and be honest to yourself and other people, you know. So Rebecca, are you really into networking, or you don't think about that?
Well, I think depends. Depends on what people think about what network is, because we know what it is, but sometimes it can be, for example, in the companies they say there's a word to it when you are hired in a position because you are a friend of someone or a relative. It's a network, but it's not used in the right way, in my opinion. So if it's a network, it's not a, but if it's a network that is about people that have the same interest, some subjects, and we like to talk about some subject. For example, I like history, or the person like history too, and then we found in a place, let's say in a page on Instagram, and we are talking, sharing our thoughts about that. To me, it's a good networking, because we are interested in the same subject and talk about them, and maybe and help each other the way that we can. And to me, it's a network that I'm into this one.
Yeah, I totally agree. Sometimes people, they don't have an idea what networking really is. They think it's just getting advantage from other people, you know, and sometimes it's like, of course, it needs to have a common thing, but it's all about exchanging something, not just money, products, or ideas, or selling stuff. It's also to exchange information, sometimes just to listen. Like William said in the beginning, you have a friend, that's the best networking that you can have, when you have a friend. You don't need to be in touch every single day, calling and, hey, how are you? No, that person is there because somehow you're connected to that person. Gabriele, does networking help you somehow? Is it important for you? Do you think about having a good network around yourself?
Yeah, I have a personal personal experience. I used to work in some place that I have some friends, but they are colleagues of work too. And after I get out of the company, I started in other company because a friend told me there are positions open. So to try some, and then I try and I get the job, and I spent one year there. So I think it's important. It's important because when you work well and you have good relations at work or out of work, like William said, people trust in you. So they know you will do a good job. So I think it's really important in that way, not in invented, like Becca said. Oh, I know my father is works in a company. I agree with her.
It's very nice. Um, what else? We still have 5 minutes. William, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes,
Have
I
you
can
have
hear
you ever faced challenge to connect to people online, or events, or at work, or any kind of relationship?
I think I don't usually have difficulty because I work with that, and the people's I'm going to search or I get in touch. It's about the same field, and we can talk about this. We can talk the benefits, and that's a great thing. The challenge in my last job, I have this challenge because the people's using the technology, using the network to expand you. I think I can say that because we have one way to talk with people. We have apps, we have phone calls, and they abuse from that. And the most challenge I ever got that is don't use technology, don't use a network correctly. I think that.
Yeah, and when we need, that's where people start thinking about, right? And it should be the opposite. You need to think about a good network when you don't need it. You know? Rebecca, do you have any challenges, obstacles to do networking or when networking online or face to face?
Now, face to face, I think it's easier to me than online because online, I don't like some social media. It's very good to network, like LinkedIn, for example. Also online, sometimes I don't want to bother someone. Let's say that someone that shares something that I'd like. I have a question. Sometimes I don't want to bother so fast. I waited a long time to see if I can make some questions. But face to face to me it's easier because with the time in a company, for example, I know a little bit about everyone. So I know the person that I can talk about something. To me, I prefer try starting a network face to face, even though face to face we meet less people. Online we have a lot of them. So, but to me that's the challenge.
And for you, Gabrielle, what are the challenges?
I think it's the same of Rebecca because it's difficult to start a connection with people you don't see, you don't know so much about. Why you introduce some topic? It's really hard to me because when you see the people, you know a little bit about the people, you can start a conversation, but online, no, it's so difficult. I think for me, for example, I don't know if other people are.
Yeah. Sometimes for me it's difficult to do networking face to face, just because I don't know, it depends on my mood, it depends on how I feel, how I'm that day. Yeah. Sometimes here on Immersions, when you lead the conversation, I feel more excited, sometimes not. Sometimes I really enjoy the topic, or sometimes I do not enjoy, or I don't know what happens. But it's not every time I'm really in a good mood to do networking with other people. Well, we have Janemis, Gabriel, and Priscilla back. Priscilla, what did you learn from your role that about networking technology that you could share with us so we can learn from
So it's a very good topic. And I learned about it's the man now you create and keep your relation about the other people, yeah, and try create a good relation, yeah, for to keep this and to you need a stay appear more, yeah, in the, for example, the LinkedIn, for example, and participate more, yeah, for to create this connection, yeah, new connection or keep connections. Yeah, I learned about that, and it's important to create a contest in your profile, for example, and more talking something more clear. Yeah, it's important too the other people, when I see your profile, for example, oh, the profile Priscilla, it's good, it's a good person, good professional. Yeah, it's important. There are some skills, it's so good. Yeah, it's important too.
Very
And
good.
many things about that, about technology, and
There are a
it's
lot of
it's
things to
technology.
talk. Yeah, a lot of things to talk about. Janemis, and what did you learn from this topic, from this talk? You're muted, you're muted.
I understood the pain of my colleagues, Gabriel and Priscilla, in the context for social medias, in special uh, the request for recruiting on LinkedIn. I don't have this problem because I have 10 years of experience, but it's hard for a beginner in technology, and I understood the pain of my colleagues. Uh, I I think the good network you don't create for LinkedIn. The good network is making on your work or your contributes for in this IT area for contribution open source, for example, or contributing for solve problem for peoples.
Yeah. I think this topic specifically, it's important, especially because we are learning another language and we are here online. We are using tech, you know. So, yeah. Gabriel, do you have something you learned that you want to share?
Yeah, we realized the contrast, yeah, in, how can I say that, offline networking and online networking, because in the past when we have when you were in a lecture or event, we need to have one good interaction or make ask a good question to being seen like a good professional. But today we have, for example, in LinkedIn, we have to make a lot of interactions and being like an influencer, yeah, and with creative things, creative posts, and to the LinkedIn algorithm recognize or how can I say that, or how can I say that, we are good professions, yeah, and about challenge we have in an online way. For example, I was talking with Genemis and Priscilla, and we realized, for example, in the past, in in-person conversation, it grows when the other person doesn't answer your questions. Yeah, but for example, today in LinkedIn, I can make how can I say that, I can text someone, and in the online way, it's allowed to other person just read, and I don't want to answer. Yeah, I don't want to answer, and I think it's common to doesn't answer the messages, and it's like it's not gross anymore. It's not gross anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have some challenge and obstacles in online networking too.
Yeah. And I think that's a good way how we do in here on Talk and Talk, because we are always listening, exchanging ideas and everything. So I have just posted the survey, so you can. Sorry, I have just posted the survey, so you can reply me back. How was the conversation today? You can suggest topics. You can give a feedback. It's anonymous. I'm not going to know who gave it, though we just have like 6 people in here. So, but feel free to open your heart and tell whatever you want, because I really read the comments, and I'm always trying to bring the best out of Talk and Talk. Okay. The meetings, we are gonna open a new group of hosts. So if you want to apply, it's going to be opened for applications for everyone, and I answer all the information about it for those who applied. Okay, or for those who will apply. All right. Any questions before we leave?
No question.
No.
No.
So, Gabriele, Rebecca, William, Janemis, Gabriel, Priscilla, thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Have a good weekend. See ya. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.